Hey everybody, back at it again here. Figure I'd show you our latest campsite, the current conditions there, and the current conditions at Lake Mead. As you can see, we've got a pretty impressive view. It's one of my go-to spots. This is a 15-day free camping area. There's hiking trails. It's just outside the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. Those are the muddy mountains in the background in Overton. That little four-wheel drive trail will lead you back into Lake Mead National Recreation Area off in the distance. We love camping here, and I'm sure you will too. But there's more. As I said, there's more. You're a short distance from Overton, just a couple miles down the road. Off in the distance there is the Poverty Flats, a lot of people know, which is a big flat mesa where people camp, but they tend to camp a little closer together than I like. So I brave a rough gravel road with some hills and stuff. Most vehicles can do it though, no problem. There's nothing that you couldn't take a car down. Once you get beyond my campsite, you do need four-wheel drive, high clearance vehicle. But just an incredible area. Off in the distance there is where Overton's at. It's very little light pollution out here too. You're far enough from Vegas, about 55 minutes to an hour away from Las Vegas. About the same distance to the Hoover Dam. You're about 15 minutes from Valley of Fire. And there are services available too, which I'll show you later on in the video. In Overton you have gas, laundry, there's some restaurants, a bar. If you go the opposite direction back into Lake Mead National Recreation Area, if you have your America the Beautiful Pass, you have access to trash dump, black and gray water dump, fresh water, and I'm going to show you where to get those. A little windy here today, so that comes across in the audio. That's what's going on. So what do you think of our camp right by the cliff's edge there? Not too close, but beautiful. You will get some windy days here occasionally, but it's been more pleasant days than windy days since we've been here. Temperatures are great. They've been in the mid 70s to the mid 80s. It'll be in the upper 80s today. This is a drive down the road to kind of show you how the road is coming in here. Some people pull off right to the right there and camp just off the road, but I prefer to drive back in a little further from the highway and away from the highway noise. You can park up on the hill there on the left, and there's some other parking spots. There's a campsite right there with a fire ring already ready for you. See the gravel road, it's a little bit rough, but not too bad. There's turn-offs like that one that can go to that campsite a little further away from the road. Or if you're in a bigger rig and prefer to camp closer to the road, there's, like this gentleman is right up here on the right. A little too close to the road for me though, but to each their own. There is not as bad as it used to be. I picked up a bunch of trash and had some help from my my co-producer today, Genevieve. We picked up a bunch of tin cans. Apparently at some point this was used as a dump by some of the locals or something. There was actually a tin oil can, and you can tell me how far back that dates, but you could tell they weren't conventional can openers used to open these cans, and they were rusted out pretty good. A couple more camping spots to the right. There's a road that goes along this power line too. If you do come in here, and I would suggest going down that road in a four-wheel drive vehicle or a smaller vehicle, scout it out ahead of time. There are some soft spots that I ran into when I was in my Chevy Avalanche. I got through it okay in four-wheel drive, but I wouldn't take a big rig down it. That one says four-wheel drive trail, as you can see on that sign. And just before you get to the camp, you can see there's a few rough areas like this, not too terribly bad. You can tell they take care of it a little bit from the windrow from plowing it. Off to the left here is where we found all the trash and tin cans we picked up. We actually picked up 2 kitchen trash bags full of trash out of here so far. And probably a couple smaller bags because we tend to go for hikes around the surrounding area. Just want to keep it looking nice and keep it open for everybody to enjoy. There's a cliff edge over there. There are approximately 3 driveways going north into this area. This is the first one coming out of the park. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll leave the GPS coordinates right after this clip in the video. Here's the trash we picked up. The GPS coordinates to the turnoff will also be in the description. Makes it a little easier if you can set your GPS or your Google Maps up to it. You see the glass, we picked up that as well. In town, here is Lynn's grocery store. They seem to have everything you need and a pretty good selection of produce. Some things are reasonably priced, some things are a little bit higher, but overall it's not too bad for a small town. Prices are a little better than Quartzsite. If you haven't seen my other videos there, a little pricey at some of the stores there, but they're only seasonal, so you gotta expect that, I guess. They do have McDonald's and other food choices as well. They do have a place to rent ATVs as well right here and get them repaired. They have a laundromat, which is coming up right here. I've done my laundry there a couple times. It's fairly clean. They've had some problems before the last time I was there, but they've cleaned it up a lot, and most machines are working. There's a tire shop there. If you need gas, there's a Maverick station here. That has gas and diesel. I believe the last price we paid for gas was $4.09. I don't remember the diesel price, but I believe it was $4.60, $4.70, right in that range. It's a busy little station. They sell ice here, but I would recommend getting ice at Lynn's. It was $2.49 a bag, and it's $2.99 a bag here for the same size bag. They also have an O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Looks like a fairly new store. If you have any breakdowns or repairs that you need to make, you should be able to get the parts there. They also have a Napa too, so those of you in schoolies or bigger rigs that need parts for diesel engines, you should be able to get them through there. There's also a Subway. A few other little stores and thrift shops. Here's an Ace hardware store. I had to get a bolt for a tool, and I was able to find it in there. Pretty good selection in there. There's also CABLP, which is Chris Angel's breakfast, lunch, and pizza, which is right here. We ate there the other day. Great food. And that's Chris Angel, Mind Freak, the musician. And there's the Red Rooster Bar. Okay, there's the dumpsters. Those are at Blue Point Springs, just down the road in the Lake Mead National Recreation Area where we dumped our trash. That's my assistant for the day. Genevieve, helping me out with production and helping me pick up trash. The dump station's at Echo Bay. Here's the dump station right here. It was fairly clean. There was potable water. And there, the spigot had two sides. And place the dump station with tank rinse there too. You see we got our water filled up and we're ready to go. So we figured we'd go explore down at Echo Bay a little bit and take you with. Here's the gas station, convenience store, all in one little place there. I didn't see the gas prices. Here's the old motel right by the ramp, which is now closed, the original ramp. And it's run down pretty good. But there's the ramp. We'll show you some pictures how bad it is. Water used to be up on this ramp here. You can't even see the water barely from the ramp anymore. It's got to be at least a mile in there. We drove it. Just crazy to see this stuff. And there's the bathtub ring along the walls of the canyon there. You can see that. Just how far away it is. Now, some urbex have done some exploring in this motel. I didn't want to trespass, and there's signs up to stay out of there, so I'm respecting that. Plus, I was in flip-flops, so that's another reason. You can see people have kicked out the boards and busted out the windows, and it's pretty rough shape. Sad to see. One time, that was a booming place. We took a drive down to the ramp just to check it out, and ta-da! Launch at your own risk. Low water levels. Four-wheel drive recommended when launching. And you'll see why here. The main ramp is closed with those dirt piles. That's where you have to launch. It's kind of an S-turn in there, and I don't know. You aren't going to be getting any big boats in there. Looks like they're planning on extending the ramp. Here's some parts for that. Hope you enjoyed the video and enjoy the pictures at the end of this clip.